class, this is Miss Nowak. I'm going to walk you through your exciting project, planning a field trip. So for this project, you are going to be the teacher and you're planning a field trip for the class. There is a checklist right here that you can click on and print, and this is a checklist of all the things you're going to need to do. You'll have to research the trip options, you'll create a survey, then you'll choose where you want to go. You'll research how much it's going to cost, and then finally you're going to be creating a parent letter, permission slip that you're going to have to send home with with the students, just like a teacher would do for a field trip. So to start this, the first thing you need to do, actually I'm going to open that back out so we can refer to it. The first thing you're going to do is research all the field trip options. So you have 4 options. You can choose the Main Street Youth Theater, the Oil Ranch, the Houston Museum, or the Houston Zoo. In order to figure out which one of these field trips we're going to go to, you are going to create a survey. You're going to use surveyplanet.com to create a survey, and you will have to develop questions that people, your friends in your class, will fill out the survey, and then you're going to use the data you find from the survey to decide on where you want to go to the trip. So it must be, you can have multiple choice questions or essay questions, but you must have at least 12 questions. And your questions can't be, which one would you rather go to? You need to be more creative in your questioning. So let's look at that. Surveyplanet.com. You'll see here the login is cassienowak@gmail.com, and the password is KISD math. So if you click on that, it will take you to Survey Planet, where for the email you will do cassienowak@gmail.com, and for the password KISD math, and then log in. Okay, you'll see that there's already a survey right here. That's just a practice one that I did, but you'll see here it says create a new survey. So click on that. Your survey title will be field trip, and then just put your name. That way when people go to take your survey, they know this is your survey and not someone else's. Email, optional, no, we don't need an email. And then a welcome message. You can just say, please take my survey, or whatever you want it to do. Okay, so now that you have your survey available, it's going to make you add the questions for your survey. See, it says there's no questions for the survey. What would you like to create a new question or choose a pre-written template? Well, we're going to do a new question. So I just clicked on new question. Over here, it's going to give you the question and then the type of question. So, so remember I said you have to be pretty creative in how you ask your questions. You're not going to ask, do you want to go to the zoo? You might ask, what is your favorite animal? Or you might ask, do you like playing outdoors or watching TV better? Since 2 of the options are going to the zoo and another option is going to see up to the theater, this question will help you know which field trip might be better suited for the person taking your survey. If they like playing outdoors, they might rather go to the zoo than to the theater. So I would just make all of these an essay, or there's actually a rating that you can do. So we'll make this one an essay. It's not really an essay, it just gives them a chance to be able to write. So when you're done, they're going to fill out the answer. You don't have to worry about minimum characters or maximum characters. You can just do save question. When you hover over save question, it says you have 2 choices, save a question or save a question and create another. I'm going to create another question. Okay, so then it brings me right back to this blank screen. On this one, I'm going to try to do a rating. You could do agree or disagree, like that. You could also do, you can write a statement like, I love animals more than anything. Okay, and so then the person taking your quiz will choose one of these: very disagreeable, agreeable, somewhat. If they choose a very agreeable, then they might like to go to the zoo. If they choose very disagreeable, then they probably don't want to go to the zoo. Okay, so you can also do a scale. That's another cool kind of question. A scale is on a scale of 1 to 10. So you can still have the same question title, I love animals more than anything, and then they just move it on the scale of 1 to 10 based on how they like it. So I'm going to leave this one as a scale. I'm going to save questions and then create another. Okay, so this one I'm going to say, let's think about a question that would tell if someone likes to go to the museum. Do you like to study people from the past? Whoops. Okay. You can do multiple choice, yes or no. You can do an essay. You can do a rating. You can do a scale. I'm going to do a scale again because I like those kind for surveys. Do you like to study people from the past? Kinda. So in the middle somewhere, maybe is what they might put. So then when I'm done with that, I'm going to save and add another question. So you can keep going until you've gotten all of your questions done. It does say you need to have 12 questions. So once you've saved it, I see here's all my questions and what kind of question they are. And right here it says inactive. So I want to click that to make it active, so that people can take it and take the survey, and you'll know what to do. So once you make it active, I'm going to come in here and share it. If I click share, it's going to give me a link. What I'm going to do is take this link and put it on my website. On my website, there's, see where it says surveys? I'm going to put this on here so people can come to my website and take you guys' survey. Okay, so basically that's how you use Survey Planet to make surveys, and you're going to make at least 12 questions so that you can figure out which of the 4 choices would be best for your friends: the theater, the oil ranch, the Houston Museum, or the Houston Zoo. If you don't know what the Main Street Youth Theater is about or the oil ranch is about, you need to research your options before you make your survey. You need to click on these, learn about them and what they are, and then you can go from there. Okay, so let's look back at our checklist. We did that. After you've done your survey, you have to give it some time for people to take your survey. But once everyone's taken your survey, then you can choose a location for your field trip. So maybe after your survey, it was found out that everybody wanted to go to the zoo. So then maybe you choose the zoo for your field trip. Okay, so after you've chosen your field trip, you're going to research the location to determine the price per student. You may have to call the location and talk to a real person if you can't find the information on the website. So when I'm on the website, some of these places, let's just click on Main Street Youth Theater. There's education. You can look around on the website, click around to where you think field trip stuff would be. But I will just tell you that whenever I was looking at a lot of these group sales, I noticed that it doesn't, on all of these, I didn't find an exact price. So you may have to call some of these places, and you can use the phone in our classroom. You may have to call some of these places and ask them, tell them that you're doing a project and you're planning a field trip, and you chose the Main Street Youth Theater for your field trip, and you need to know how much the tickets would be for 21 or 42 kids that are going. Okay, so So once you've found out the price, it's time to start planning your field trip. So that's the next thing, to plan your field trip. So on the website, if you click down here, click to download your planning form for your letter. So here's the planning form. It says plan a field trip, parent letter, planning sheet. Where's it going to be? When's it going to be? Now, we're really not going to be going. It's just for pretend. But you wouldn't want to pick a Saturday or time that isn't in school. We're doing this project like it was a real field trip. How many students will be traveling? How will the students be traveling to and from? Are we going to use the school buses? Are parents going to need to volunteer to drive? How is that going to work? How much money will each student need to pay for the field trip? When will the money be due by? What about lunch? Should they pack their lunch? How's that going to work? And then how will the parents give permission and or money? So how are they going to show that they give permission, or how are they going to give the money to pay for the field trip? I do have a sample. This is an example letter from someone's field trip, and they just put the school and the information. They made it look like a professional letter. They put the date. They wrote a little bit about what their field trip was, and then at the bottom they left a place for the parent to sign for permission. If you're choosing to have buses drive the students, you wouldn't have can you drive? Sometimes in field trips the parents drive, and you would need to know, will you be able to drive, and how many students would you be able to drive in your car? But notice that I will attend as a parent chaperone, so think about that too. Sometimes parents want to go as a chaperone. So that's just a sample that you can look at to help you. So basically that is it. Once you've done all your planning, let's go back. You're going to write your permission slip and parent letter. It'll sort of look like the one I just showed you. It needs to be professional. When you're done writing it, you need to edit your letter. There should be absolutely no mistakes on the letter. It must be professional quality. It would be really embarrassing if a teacher sent home something for the parents to sign that had a whole lot of mistakes on it. So it should be very professional. And the last thing, when you're done, you're going to print your final draft of your parent letter and turn it in with all your other work and research. So you should turn it in with your checklist right here. You should turn the checklist in. You should turn in your planning sheet. You should turn in the actual letter and any other information, anything that you use to work on this project. So anyways, hopefully this is fun for you. And you can see what all goes into planning a field trip.